Hello, Accelerators organization. I am Joel Gandara. Happy to be here for this mentor session so I can answer some really good questions. Um, so I coach entrepreneurs. I own a fulfillment center and I own e-commerce websites where we sell my apparel brands that I own, as well as some third-party brands, but mostly we sell our own products that we manufacture. That's a little bit about me. I invest in businesses, and this is my world. Being around entrepreneurs, almost I don't know that I have too many friends who are W-2 people. My whole world is surrounded by entrepreneurs. I'd say 95% of my friends and contacts are just that, entrepreneurs. So I feel at home when I read your updates, your flexes, and when I do these live sessions. All right, here we go. The first question is from Kimberly Benjamin, and she asked a few questions. So let me just say she's getting her money's worth in AO. First one is, when you're about to launch a product that requires a box, what are some suggestions slash requirements on the box design that helps maximize marketing? I am a hairstylist. I'm getting ready to launch a product, and I want to make sure that as I ship my boxes out, I do not miss any marketing opportunities. Okay, well, one thing, Kimberly, to keep in mind is that it depends on the product. If this is a sort of product that has to be totally discreet, you don't want people to know that they don't want your customer. Do they want people to know on the outside of the box, hey, here's your thing? Um, so that's one thing to consider. If it has to be discreet, it's got to be discreet. Otherwise, if it doesn't, then you put stuff on the outside. You say, whatever gets people excited, your customers. Here's the thing, whatever this thing is, and this very special item you ordered. You get them excited about it even at that point, because maybe they're going to go do some unboxing and they're going to share that online because it's a fun box. So just keep that in mind. I think it could be fun. It could be something that they'll share with their friends. Now I'll tell you from I'm not. Before I forget, I think there's also an opportunity inside the box. So the products that I sell are very discreet. We don't advertise on the outside at all what we are selling, because we have items that people don't want announced to the world. They don't want their mail carrier knowing what they're buying. So that's for us. Sorry while I adjust my foot here. Um, so keep that in mind. It's whatever works for your customer. So what we do is we don't miss an opportunity to advertise within the package. Every single package has an insert, and we promote our brands. Since we own brands, and you may have bought, we own, let's say, 15 different brands, and you may have bought two or three of them from one purchase. We want you to see all of our brands. So we will put a postcard that has one side it has one of our brands, the other one has another, and we'll order 5 to 10,000 of those postcards at a time, and we'll keep reordering. And I mean 5 to 10,000 of one design, and then at one time we may order 50, 60,000 postcards, and when that one design runs out, the next orders get the next design, 5 or 10,000 of those. When those run out, we go with a new one. That way, we're always sprinkling in new pictures, new releases, and we rotate the brands that are being promoted. So yeah, I like the opportunity to advertise within, because if you give them a nice postcard, they might just keep it. They might keep it around a little bit. And I think every time they look at it, that's branding. It's the reason Coca-Cola still puts up billboards. Everybody knows who they are, but they still will do it because it's branding. So that's why I like inside the package postcards as well. But if you could double it up by making it a really nice box, go for it. Oh, here's the other point. So I own a fulfillment center. We ship boxes and packages and all that for websites. And one of the things that is crucial is, and most people don't think about this because they're busy thinking about marketing and all that sort of thing, and that's great. But on our side of it, there's a different element to it. You got to make sure that your product is the right size, because if it's too big for no use, no reason, you put too much packing material, whatever it is, you're going to pay more rent in the warehouse. You're going to pay more shipping. That's the biggest one. The shipping to the postal service, UPS, FedEx. If your box is a certain weight, like something like 13 ounces or more, you're jumping with the US Postal Service to priority mail, which is expensive. You can't go first class mail anymore. So yes, it gets there a day faster or so, but you're going to pay for it. um, so that's something to keep in mind. How big is your box? uh, um, what's it weigh? So those are little things that most people don't think about, but it hits them. And I've seen it happen over and over where we advise them. We'll bring in their products to our fulfillment center and we show them, look, had your box been a little smaller or a little lighter, here's where the savings would be. And then they go, oh, I never even thought of that. So just want to share that ahead of time so you can keep that in mind. And also, there's another reason for it. It's when you bring it in to the country. Let's say you're manufacturing this in some other country, and you're bringing it in. That size of the shipment box could have been, I don't know, there's 20 items in that one box, but if you would have made the inside box a little smaller, then that overall box could have been a little smaller, and maybe that would have saved you $40, $50 every single box. So every single case. So keep that in mind. Hope that helps. All right, next question, also from our friend Kimberly Benjamin. What is the best way to launch a new product and get a lot of people talking about it? I'm a go-getter at heart, all day hustling team, no sleep. As I say, she probably didn't have much sleep because either she wrote that wrong or I'm reading it wrong. Let's see. I am a go-getter at heart, all day hustling team, no sleep as I sit here and think about ways I can educate people about my product while getting them to buy at the same time. I know there has to be a faster way than going from salon to salon, hair show to hair show, and I'm open to any suggestions that will give me the momentum I need to scale the business as fast as possible. Well, Kimberly, I think, and just the way I approach business, I want a quality product and I'm not in a hurry to explode it overnight until I see that this is working. Because, I mean, maybe you've already done the testing. You know that this product is going to crush it. Okay, put your foot down on the gas, spend on marketing, do whatever you got to do. But I like to test things. Like I just launched a completely new segment in my business, and to in the first month, I think we sold 55 pieces, and they're costly. They're like $75 average, good margins in it, but we're just testing it. I haven't spent $1 on advertising. We just did an email blast on a few of our websites. We put a banner, and people have been slowly buying it. I personally am okay with that. I know when my break even point is, I know how quickly we'll make our money back, and then the rest is just gravy, but we're just testing something. But if you're 100% certain this is going to work and you know it, then and you have a budget to spend on advertising, then start doing Facebook ads, start doing Google ads. I hope over the years you've collected emails because data is so valuable. If you have a database, if you have a client list, start emailing them, start hitting them up. We use Klaviyo for email. You don't have to use Klaviyo. It's not cheap, but it's just a service for e-commerce emailing. We use Attentive. Again, you don't have to use them. We spend a lot of money on texting, and that's the service we use is Attentive. So we text customers twice a week on our top 3 websites. We email once a day on our top 3 websites, twice a week on lower tier websites, and once a week on the lowest tier of websites. So we send, as you can imagine, a lot of emails. We have hundreds of thousands, maybe 700,000 emails, and we're hitting them constantly. That's a great way for us to launch new products. Let's see what else. I'm not a marketing guru. I don't think there's anything wrong with going to salons and hitting the pavement, making phone calls, maybe get sales reps out there for you. If it's a B2B business, get those sales reps to make the phone calls, get an email, gather data, because if you talk to a salon or visit them, you need their data. You need to collect their email. You need to collect the cell phone. Just get this. You're not making them fill out an information, but hey, I want to email you some things. And then on the way out, hey, you know what? Can I have your cell phone? I want to text you a flyer, a thing I made. And then you start compiling that data. I'm a big believer in collecting everyone's data. So I think that's a great way to, from all angles, have them all slowly progressing. If you can find one of these avenues that you can really explode and grow faster, great. But in the meantime, just collect data, but start using it instantly. Start creating an email database. Text your customers with any new releases or updating them, or you're going to do a promotion, whatever it is. That's my recommendation. Next question, also from Kimberly Benjamin, and I love it, Kimberly. And I always say this when I answer these questions. This isn't just about the person asking the questions. There's more of you that are going to watch this video than that person, obviously. So I think you're going to get a lot out of it because you get to hear mine and other mentors' perspective on these same questions. And maybe today you could use that information in your own business, or maybe over time this will make sense. All right, is it okay to do a pre-launch / pre-orders without products in hand? I'm a hairstylist. I have a product that I'm working on, and I was wondering if it's okay to do a virtual soft launch. We are in the rendering phase of my product. I just want to know, is it okay to start talking about it and creating a buzz about it, having everyone anticipating it for it to come out, while collecting enough capital dedicated for the product as it comes out? Absolutely. What's the downside? That you might get some people who are going to say, hey, I paid for this a month ago and it still hasn't arrived. Well, you deal with it then, but you get the money in hand. But be very clear, because you don't want chargebacks where people are calling their credit card company and disputing and saying, I was lied to. just say these are pre-orders. We expect the launch date of this, but it may be, give us some flexibility. Here's the product. And it's coming out, it's launching. We're probably going to sell out potentially, maybe. I don't know what the wording you'll use is. So we want to make sure you get your order in, and here it is. Absolutely create the buzz. I always look at every decision as what do I have to lose? What's the upside, which you already know, sales and more money, and then what's the downside that I don't know what your downside is here. Absolutely. Why not? Oh no, we have one more question. This is from Stella, and I'm gonna guess. I always see her name, but I always forget how to pronounce it. Enjezic, if the N is pronounced. If it's not, then it's Jezic. All right. How do I inform the customers about price increases, and do I even have to do it? I'm assuming you mean, do you have to inform the customers? You have to increase your prices. I can tell you that, but you have to inform them. Let's take a look. I own an activewear brand for women, and I'm considering a slight increase in the prices of the products that we sell. It's mostly leggings. Sean Thomas mentioned somewhere that a slight increase of 8% yearly is standard and usually accepted well by consumers. I'm trying to figure out how to communicate this to my existing customers and followers on social networks. Some customers might complain. How do I handle this? Well, Stella, I'm right up this is right up your alley, because I sell some activewear, but it's underwear, swimwear, things like that. And we raise our prices very regularly. We don't quite do 8%. We do a 5% increase. We've done it countless times over many years. And we don't necessarily do it in January or any specific month. We just start looking at the market, start getting a feel. Maybe we see that our costs are going up a little bit, and then our net profit percentage is going down. Let's say our net profit percentage is normally 25%. And we start seeing it drop to 24, 23, and we say, well, we don't see any more costs that we can cut. What else can we do? Aha, we can raise prices a little bit. So our go-to number is 5%. We sometimes do that twice in 1 year, and we don't notify anybody, right? Why do you think you go to a restaurant and as you're pulling up to that restaurant, they put a big sign, we've raised our prices 5% or 8% or whatever? It would never do that. Why tell them? They understand. They're going to the store and seeing milk more expensive and eggs are more expensive. Everything's more expensive. Cost of living increases every year. But right now, over the last 2 years, inflation has taken off. So people are used to paying more. They're getting higher cost of living increases probably at their job. So, it's just the game we have to play. So yes, raise your prices. No, do not tell anybody about it. And as they ask, you go ahead and address it. And you say, our costs are going up, our materials are more expensive, the fabric has gone up, our shipping costs has increased, everything's increasing. It's a normal inflation that's out in the market. And they're going to understand, because when I go to the grocery store, I don't go, first of all, they don't put a sign that says our prices went up. And second of all, I don't go and talk to the manager. Why are you charging me so much for this? It's all over the news. I'm assuming, I don't watch TV, but prices are up. Everybody knows that. And you are no different. You have to raise your prices. And I would probably set a calendar reminder once a year, have it repeat and say, do we need a 5% increase or an 8%, or should we reconsider our pricing? And that way you don't wait 2 years, 3 years and let it go by and forget. I think that's the best way to do it. If someone complains, you address those one by one and you send them, you respond to them and say, and explain the reason that you had to raise them. And that's it. It's very simple. My first time that I had to do it, I was so nervous. And I did it, and I think maybe we got one complaint out of hundreds of thousands of customers. So it did not matter, and I'm sure that customer did not stop buying from us, because we don't just do this. We don't act in a void. We don't act on our own. We look at the market, and we say, well, look, all my competitors are now a little higher than me. I could probably get up there. We have a similar product, same quality or better. Yeah, we can get away with it. And yeah, I hope that helps. All right, everybody. Happy holidays. I hope everybody's doing great, and I will see you here the next time.